Sandman.
About 10 years ago in the Californian town of Fresno, strange white creatures were captured on video that looked like huge, moving legs. The network gave them several names: the Fresno Nightcrawler, the Fresno Alien, the White Walkers and the Stick Men, from the word stick. There were many articles about these creatures at the time, calling them a new type of alien or ghost. Since then, similar White Walkers have been seen in several other American cities. One of the more interesting late occurrences is the sighting of a walking White Walker in the Carmel area, in rural Highland County, Ohio, USA. On December 12, 2014, an unnamed 60-year-old local resident and his wife were driving a car late in the evening on the road, amid a hilly wasteland. As they began to climb to the top of another hill, the driver suddenly saw something at the front of the road that suddenly appeared out of the darkness and was like a creature from a surreal Salvador Dali nightmare. The creature had no arms, and the only thing on its body was a small torso with something resembling a head, and the rest were two very long, muscular, grayish-white legs. The creature was moving quickly across the road. The man watched the creature for only a few seconds, and when finally his stupor broke and he shouted to his wife that he saw the monster, the creature disappeared as suddenly as it had appeared. When his wife looked in that direction, she saw nothing unusual there. Later, the woman wrote a letter to the local ufological community, MUFON. This letter stated the following: "After turning onto Carmel Road, which leads to our driveway, we rounded the bend at Carmel Church, then went up a small slope and crossed the slope about 10 feet, then quite suddenly some alien ran across the road in front of our car and disappeared into the woods. My husband saw it. He's a skeptic, almost 60 years old, and a proud former Marine. He would never admit to seeing it if he wasn't in shock. I asked him to draw me a picture of what he saw when we got home. He told me that it was a white grayish creature, about 2 meters tall, no visible arms, but with muscular legs. There was no mouth line, its legs were bent, and it leaned forward as it ran." In addition to the strangeness of this report, they also claimed that a perfect circle appeared in the yard of their neighbor's house that remains fresh and green regardless of the weather, although it is unclear what this might have to do with their strange encounter. Once the report hit the net, it sparked much discussion, with theories that it could be aliens as well as deer walking on their hind legs, or even some big bird like a heron or an escaped ostrich from a farm. One biologist who studied the case reasoned that, although the things described do create an image similar to a horrible creature from a game like Silent Hill, I suggest a perfectly normal explanation. Assuming that the witness actually saw something, and that the description matches what the witness saw, my reasonable assumption is that the witness saw a very real animal acting in a way that, while not unusual, is not something that most people usually observe. It was most likely a white-tailed deer walking on its hind legs. Deer stand on their hind legs and even walk on 2 legs for several reasons, mostly related to male competition. They don't usually walk this way for long distances, but there is no reason to suppose that he moved in this way for a long time.